Okay, day 6. Good day. Not exciting. Way more interstate than I ever like to do. Let's see. We started out. We camped last night. It was a really awesome camp spot. It rained pretty good during the night, so it was pretty muddy when we got up in the morning. Tents worked great. Nobody got wet. Getting the bikes back down to the road was a bit of a challenge because we had them parked up off the road closer to where the tents were, but we were able to walk them down. The road itself was covered in about a half-inch of mud. It wasn't too bad. The tires we're running, these Trail Max Missions, they're not good for any kind of mud at all. They're basically dry weather tires or wet pavement at best. But we got out of there. Sarah was really stressing about it, when she saw the mud and got up. And we only had, I don't know, maybe half a mile of basically flat, not very twisty. And then we crossed a dam on the end of the lake to get to the paved road to get out of there. And then we just backtracked back down to Highway 9, a little town called Virgin, between Hurricane and Springdale on the west side of Zion. And that's just a epically beautiful ride. It's not you can make it a fast ride if you're not risk averse. The penalty for blowing a corner can be pretty severe in some places. But it's really just a beautiful ride, and you spend more time gawking at the scenery. And she really enjoyed that. It was a very relaxing ride. We dropped from 8,000 feet down to almost 3,000 feet by the time we got back to Hurricane. Stopped at a Mavericks gas station and ran into our camp host. He was a real nice guy, didn't even charge us to camp. So that was kind of nice. Had breakfast there and then hopped on the bikes, started up I-15 towards Cedar City. Pretty hot, pretty brutal. Sarah doesn't like being on the interstate. I don't like being on the interstate. And the speed limit's 80 out here on the interstate. And so, these little 390s can get it done. It's amazing how well they're running. Loaded down with luggage and everything else. They will cruise at 80, and we did. Her bike was having a little bit of issue with the head shake at like 77 and up. And there's quite a bit of crosswind, so yeah, we're right on the main road. So we got off at Cedar City and went out Highway 14 towards Cedar Breaks National Monument, which is like a mini Bryce Canyon, but really cool. But anyway, the road up to it, to get to the Cedar Breaks Road, which I think is 146, is a really fun, beautiful ride. So we did that. Did a couple pullouts for scenic stops. It started getting really cold, which was nice. And then we got on the road that goes out to the monument and rode that, and that gets over 10,500 feet, 10,600 feet. But it's all paved, and it's just beautiful. Aspen trees everywhere. Ran that, and eventually dropped back out on I-15, some little town, I can't remember. But it was just a nice side trip, just to get a break. But we really had to get back up to Provo to get to the dealership to pick up the new brake pedal for her bike. So I was worried we weren't going to make it in time if we didn't get back on the freeway. So yeah, got back on the freeway and did about 175 miles of just cranking it out at 80 miles an hour. A little bit of construction that got down to one lane, then had the bungee effect where everybody would speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. Never actually had to stop, so that was nice. But it was hot when it was going slow. Sarah did it all really well. We got here to, we got to Provo and found the dealership without any problem. And they were really great. I talked to the guy and said, hey, look, I'm exhausted. My knees are killing me. I really don't want to be kneeling down in your parking lot in direct sunlight. Can you just swap out this brake lever? And while you're at it, could you set the suspension on her bike, check the sag on it? Because I think the preload might have been too high in the rear. We never really messed with it after we bought the bike used, and the front end might have been a little soft. I messed with that, and she said it made it a little better. But anyway, they did all that. They were doing some kind of special event, so they had a tent outside with free burgers, free hot dogs, free chips, free drinks, Cokes, whatever you wanted. And they were doing a bike giveaway, which I didn't realize I could have got 2 tickets for that because there weren't that many tickets they were drawing from. So some young girl won a real nice TTR 125. But the dealership was really a nice dealership. It's a Karl Malone, the former basketball player. I don't remember who he played for, Utah Jazz, someone. He owns like 15 dealerships in this area. Like, 20 12 car dealerships and 3 motorcycle dealerships. But anyway, we got her bike sorted, bugged out of there, ran up whatever highway it is that comes up to Heber City, which is where we're at now, at a little place called Swiss Alps Inn, where we stayed back in 2015 when I came up here and brought Sarah last time. And last time, right as we rolled in the parking lot and started to unload the bikes, it started lightning and hailing and everything else. Today, we roll in the parking lot, it starts to thunder and lightning, get really dark and windy. It didn't actually start hailing on us, but it did start pouring down rain pretty hard for a while. But now it's beautiful. We're right on the main drag, and it's apparently a cruising town. Everybody likes to show off their big trucks and everything else. And our room is literally right, there's the main office and then our room. So a lot of noise right here, but the hot tub was working. So far we've had pretty bad luck with hot tubs not working. We went in, sat in this one, and it's like, okay, but it's hot, but nothing else is happening. And I went and called the lady, and she's like, oh, I'll have to call a guy and come get it. And a little while later, a guy came out and messed around with it. Apparently a fuse had blown or something from something going on, and got it running. So we got to spend 30 or 40 minutes just hanging in the hot tub after having a milkshake next door at the Dairy King. I don't know if you can see that over there, that sign. Same people. They own the restaurant as well. I think they live in the little house here between the restaurant. That place was a madhouse. It's really popular, and the food's really good, and they make unbelievable milkshakes, and they way overfill them. They come out of the top of the cups. They even put the little lids on them. The lid's all the way full, and they still come out of the top. But I think it was like $5 for a monster milkshake that I was barely able to finish. And Daniel apparently got really hungry, so he went back for a burger a little while ago. Sarah had a good day. She doesn't like riding on the freeway. Her shoulder's still kind of tender, but she can move it. Her elbow is still kind of bruised, but doesn't bother her. She's just happy to have the brake lever, the foot brake lever fixed, because it was pressled pretty bad. And we're going to spend a day here tomorrow. We're going to not get on the bikes. They've got Uber here in town. Apparently they've got some kind of free private Uber type thing run by the city, High Valley Transit or something. And they got an app, and you do exactly like you do Uber, where you tell them where you want to be, what time you want to be picked up, when to come get you, when to bring you back. And they show up just like Uber does, but it's free. And then the lady here at the hotel is like, yeah, and if you have trouble with that, just let me know and you can use our car. I was like, okay, And then I asked about laundry. She's like, well, we don't have any laundry facilities, but there's a laundromat just down the road, a block or so. And she's like, and if you need to, you can use our car for that too. It's like, wow. I mean, she's a really nice lady. So it's a cool place. There's only like, I don't know, 20 something rooms, 21 rooms. We got like a 2-room suite, double queens with a queen sofa and a little kitchenette, and I think it was $135. So we're gonna stay here for 2 nights and rehydrate. As much as you try to drink when you're riding, even with the Camelback and stopping and everything else, it just seems like I can't ever drink enough, and I'm just constantly sucking on the Camelback. So tomorrow I'm gonna make a concerted effort to not just get me to drink, but get Sarah to drink as well, and Daniel, although he's doing a pretty good job. Bikes all seem to be doing good. I think what we'll be doing, I don't know, what's today? Today's Saturday, so Sunday, Monday. So Monday, we'll probably start heading north around Salt Lake City, or up in that very corner of Utah, and start dropping into the bottom corner of Idaho and put Utah in the books. It's been a bizarre week, but it's been an adventure. It's been fun, and we'll see how far we can go. It's an endurance. It's not a sprint, that's for sure. That's what I'm trying to get the kids to understand. Daniel's a little frustrated that we're not doing more dirt, but it's been raining a lot. And, I keep trying to tell him, it's like, look, even if Sarah wasn't with us, we still wouldn't be doing some of this dirt that you're wanting to do, because I'm on a big monster bike loaded with luggage and not in the great tires. And you're a good rider, but you're a lot less experienced than you think. He's very overconfident. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, no shortage of good paved roads once you get up in Idaho and get into the mountains. So probably won't do another update until after Monday, and we'll just take tomorrow off. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye.